Mike Quinsey, channeling his higher self, January 26, 2018. Website, Tree of the Golden Light. It seems apparent that the battle by the Dark Ones to retain some kind of power on the Earth reached new levels when they attempted to destroy Hawaii and Japan. However, their nuclear devices were stopped from operating in accordance with orders from the forces of light that control events on and off the Earth. Certainly great numbers of people who have been working against those of Earth have been arrested and placed where they can no longer cause trouble. It is a mopping up exercise that will eventually make the Dark Ones incapable of interfering with the changes that have placed the Earth on a path of light, to freedom and abundance. Much is in place ready to go ahead once the orders are given, and even now the activities of the Dark Ones are being curtailed to lessen their ability to cause delay. Matters cannot revert to events as they were prior to the marker of 2012. Those times have now passed and it can no longer go back to what was normal in that old cycle. You are well into the new cycle and now have the full backing of the forces of light, and matters will continue to progress for the betterment of all. Outwardly the world is in turmoil, but as you will begin to see, much that is being done behind the scenes is preparing the way for a giant step forward into the new age. Your patience will be well rewarded, and before long you should see the first signs of welcome changes that are associated with the establishment of a peaceful nation that has the well-being of the people at heart. It has been planned well in advance, and all over the world new innovations wait for the opportunity to be introduced. It will be a time when the negative forces have been subdued and unable to stop the intended changes taking place. Every soul that is of the light is contributing to the progress being made, by keeping positive and spreading the light and love. It is the most powerful force in the universe and cannot be stopped or delayed any longer. Already the vibrations have started to noticeably increase, and as they so, it has the effect of lessening the power of the negative energies. There is clearly much of it that is remaining in those countries that have been the center of war, but with the help of your ET friends it can be cleansed and replaced with tranquility and peaceful energies. Since you passed 2012, such help is now permissible, and you will be surprised at how quickly beneficial changes can be brought about. Although you may not yet see the many obvious changes and conditions, be assured that help has already been given, such as the end to chemtrails. The pollution of the seas and oceans are another big challenge, but you must first show your positive intent to take responsible action by starting your own cleansing. Once started, we can then assist you and have technologies that far surpass those that you have, and that will take no real time at all to restore the quality and cleanliness of your waters. Marine life and vegetation will quickly return in the ideal conditions, and from there on man will be expected to put a stop to any actions that have previously been the cause of excessive pollution and damage. Restoration will become the order of the day both at sea and on land, that have been ravaged over many years of disregard for the consequences of your actions. Mother Earth can deal with much that needs to be done to eventually restore her to the original pristine condition. However, you could say that everything must start with you, as you take back your responsibility for the upkeep of the Earth and the welfare of all life forms. Certainly as time elapses you will be expected to demonstrate your intent to help restore the Earth to its pristine condition. Meantime, focus on how you visualize the changes will take place and what their results will be. Do not worry about the size of the task, as you will be helped, and with goodwill will achieve remarkable results much quicker than you now realize or anticipate. The times of needing to struggle to achieve results are over, and help awaits you in whatever changes you propose that are in the interests of Mother Earth and its people. As you must know, much awaits you that has been held back by the Dark Ones, but can now start to be released. Much responsibility now lies with those of you that are lightworkers. You could say that your time has come to use the talents and knowledge you have to lift up the people of Earth. The old energies still have some effects but are slowly losing their power to stop continuing progress into the new age. The stage is set, and throughout the earth many souls are answering the wake-up call to use their knowledge and ability to start bringing the new into being. If only you had our panoramic view of what was taking place, you would know that great things were on the way to manifesting that you have long awaited. Patience has long been called for, as a number of promised changes are still waiting to manifest. You, the people of Earth, are living in a time warp deliberately intended to keep you in a state of need, having been denied the benefit of changes that would have greatly uplifted your quality of life. However, you will not be denied, and many innovations are ready to be introduced at short notice. There is so much lined up that will immediately overcome the many problems you have to deal with on a daily basis. In time, your quality of life will change beyond recognition, and already the old restrictions are beginning to be removed. Mankind must be restructured so that there is more equality between you all, and that does mean a fair sharing of the greatest wealth that is enjoyed by such a small percentage of the people. Be assured that your needs are well known, and the disproportionate distribution of wealth will be changed in due course. There are many advanced civilizations that follow your progress, but until now have not been allowed to interfere with your free will, but since you passed the marker, matters have changed. Hope for you is to be allowed within certain boundaries, as and when circumstances permit. Changes will not be allowed to overwhelm you and will be fed insensibly at an appropriate time. However, the changes will come, and no interference will be tolerated, and each time the whole operation will be monitored by those who oversee activities upon the earth. Your free will is still paramount, but even so it will not be allowed to delay or prevent that which has already been agreed, as necessary for the advancement of humankind. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. This message comes through my higher self. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. Website Tree of the Golden Light. Hi friends, Russ Michael is trying to set up a meditation movement, called Worldwide Collective Global Meditation Community Event, to commence on the next full moon day, that is Wednesday the 31st January. The aim is to do a 10-minute meditation for love, peace, the RV and health. It suggested it could be done at any time on that day. Thank you, in love and light. Mike Quinsey. Mike Quinsey, channeling his higher self, January 19, 2018. Yet again I find that Kryan has put out a message that contains very important information that will help to increase people's awareness and understanding. It also tells us how we are going to help to learn how to get on with each other. The idea of war will be replaced by tolerant and peaceful intentions. Learn about the new triad that is the new consciousness, and realize that with the upliftment of the vibrations, mankind is leaving the old paradigm behind as it has served its purpose, and makes way for a new one. Have no doubt that a new era has begun. And once the old ways are disempowered, progress will speed up as that which has been hidden will be revealed. You the people are already helping create a new future that will be one of peace and loving intentions. The following is an extract from Kryan's message, and to read it in full simply enter the undermentioned heading in your internet window. Kryan explains how new DNA upgrades and provides light workers with special abilities. Each being has their own schedule based upon what they chose when they were not here. Coming online is what we will call the template. When the Pleiadians laid the groundwork for the seeding of humanity, giving them the peace of God that you have in your esoteric seeding, you mixed your biology with them. The result was the DNA you have now, and inside the things you cannot see that are quantum and dynamic and carry with them the seeds of God. The original creation template was that human beings would awaken with dark and light awareness and search for the Creator. No other animal on the planet searches for the Creator. It is not simply the intellect of the human being that allows this, it's the template, and as proof of this I give you that over 85% of this planet believe in the afterlife in some way. That cannot be an accident, it cannot be chance, it does not fall into the bell-shaped curve. It was planned and designed that way, and the template that was yours We told you it also included that energy and system you called karma. It has been the same template until now. The time capsule of this planet created the template through processes you are not aware of that are grand and beautiful, that are quantum-based, that is to say multidimensional, that come from the creative source. The Pleiadians have their DNA working at over 80%. They are almost angelic, and in their physics of consciousness they do not need crafts to travel to other places. They use what you call the process of enlightenment, already seen by your physicists, where physical objects can be in two places at the same time. This is not beyond your reasoning, it is simply beyond your normal experience, and they gave this planet several attributes that you use today. The template they gave you is not a controlling template, it is an influential one. It makes you think a certain way and gives you free choice about how to decide about them. I want to talk about the new template. You are going to leave behind the idea of conquering and greed and conspiracy and power. It takes time, sometimes generations, for one to see the folly in what they did the time before, to realize that there are better ways to accomplish that which you really desire, which is health, celebration of happiness on this lifespan you have not had before. The ability to get along with the rest of the planet, and you will have different ideas and different qualities, yet you will have tolerance to get along with the rest of the planet, and you will have different ideas and different spiritual qualities, yet you will have tolerance to get along. And you will see that is the prime directive, for that will create what you always wanted, not war. There are 3 more templates coming. This is just the beginning. There are no markers to pass. But there are places where literal inventions that will make a difference of what you are aware of and what you do next, and a new template will be needed for you to think beyond where you were before. These are templates of awareness, and the very fact you have a new one being broadcast from the nulls and nodes, you should celebrate, because there are those who said it would never ever happen. The triad is the new consciousness that involves the 3 parts of the consciousness that we channeled about specifically. They are the brain, intuition and heart. The heart has the highest magnetic field of any organ including the brain, and in the body there is more activity in the heart than the brain. Science sees it as the second brain. End of extract. Revaluation of the currencies is still the focal point for many people, and the waiting still goes on, yet there are signs that the final days are upon us. One thing is for sure, and that is whatever happens it will eventually come about. It will be a time marker that is the start of great changes in the money markets, and more importantly the making of currencies that fairly reflect their real value. It may start in a small way but will eventually result in a review of all currencies. The days of fixing currency values to the advantage of investors or speculators will no longer be possible, and all dealings will be above board and honestly carried out. If you take note, you will find that honesty in all types of transactions will be the order of the day, and those that are less than honest will be revealed and unable to hide their actions. Honesty will be the byword in all things, and there will come a time when it will be impossible to hide the truth. The new age will show up all that is less than honest, and there will be nowhere to hide such activities. Naturally, as a fair society is built up and all people treated as equals, people will begin to live in a happy, peaceful and loving atmosphere. It may be early days to ask you to focus on what is coming, yet the more that do so the quicker those times will arrive. The changes clearly have to start somewhere, and it may well be the city of light that Genii has recently informed us is now near to manifesting. Certainly there is a renewed activity where it is concerned, and the impression given is that we are very close to seeing the first city of light manifest in Sedona. Genii regularly visits her friends in the city, and there is great optimism that something will happen very soon. Yes, you have heard it all before, but as time passes and the vibrations continue to rise up, the ideal conditions get closer and closer. There are some great celebrations to come, and when they do, the joy and happiness that will be expressed will far exceed past disappointments. The time of change is upon you, so keep positive and do not waste your energy on negative thoughts. Unless you still have karma to clear, you should be able to enjoy a smooth path to advance you ever forwards. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. This message comes through my higher self. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. Website Tree of the Golden Light. Mike Quinsey, channeling his higher self, January 12, 2018. I cannot emphasize sufficiently what a fantastic achievement it was of yours to pass the marker in 2012. From here on you will begin to see the signs of positive change around you, and the quicker the vibrations increase, the quicker they will manifest. In general terms, some of the most important changes that will affect everyone are with the general lifting up of the vibrations. The higher energy will transmute the lower energies so that negative actions will begin to lose their power, and the ultimate will be when only the higher vibrations can exist. Then you shall have become physical angels with full consciousness as predicted long, long ago. In the distant future you will eventually move into the inner earth and its crystal cities. These are events well into your future, but how wonderful and uplifting it must be to know that great changes await you. At the same time, all life forms of the lower energy will have followed their own path in a different cycle, to continue evolving. If the idea of living inside the earth seems strange to you, bear in mind that it is a normal development of all advanced human-type life forms. In fact, it is much safer than living on the surface, and with advanced technologies a new Earth can be created that would appear little different to living on the surface. The immediate gain is that you control all aspects of your environment, so you are never at the mercy of the weather extremes that are sometimes experienced on the surface. Also realize that when you are so advanced, you will create virtually all you need through your power of thought. Let it be understood that your path to ascension is already laid out, and where you come in is the manner in which you reach ascension, as it is down to you, but reach it you will because it has already been decreed. With your feedback on the earth, the future described seems far away, yet in reality you are beginning to give thought energy to that creation and it is beginning to take shape, as the potential already exists. Some of you are already aware that your destiny is to become galactic humans and also a star nation. If you have ever wondered why your Earth seems to have attracted so much attention in recent years, it is because your challenge to ascend with your present physical bodies is unique. Now that you are on the final stretch to completion, you will clearly go all the way with ascend in your physical bodies, and it will be a most remarkable first-time ever achievement. All of you are most revered and loved for your determination to succeed, and when you pass the finishing line there will be an almighty cheer in heaven. There will be great celebrations all around and news of your success will travel the universe. You will rightly be able to bask in the glory of your success, and the blessings of God will accompany you. Much is still happening on Earth and all through its history it has been very volatile at times. Its continents seem to always be on the move, but earthquakes rarely seem exceptional. With your modern equipment and instruments you are now able to accurately predict where major earth changes are most likely to occur, and prepare for them. The San Andreas Fault is known to be on edge, yet people seem prepared to take a chance by remaining in the locality, hoping to get due warning if a major earthquake is likely to occur. However, in the course of time changes in such areas will result in them having to be permanently evacuated. That, however, seems a very long way off and should not present any danger within your lifetimes. Again, over a long period of time sea levels will rise quite substantially, so that the low-lying areas of the coast will become uninhabitable. With the advancements in early warning equipment there is no reason why people should get caught out unexpectedly. Having lifted your thoughts to such heights, it is somewhat sad to have to return to more mundane matters. However, as lightworkers you still have your individual challenges to deal with, and having stepped upon a new path must take every opportunity to spread the light. Hitherto you have been encouraged to speak with people at their level of understanding, but now ascension is in sight and relatively speaking time is short. So expand upon that which you would not do normally, and be assured that a seed of knowledge planted now may bear fruit in time to come. Certainly if a soul has the potential to go all the way to ascension, their guides will do their best to move them onto the right path. What is coming is a chance not to be missed, as it otherwise means starting another cycle with no guarantee of ascension. However, as you have been informed before, no knowledge is wasted or lost, and what you learn in one incarnation is carried forwards into the next one. For some souls the thought that they are not their body seems rather scary, and the question arises as to what you really are when out of the body. Whether you have left your body temporarily as most do during their sleep, or have died to it, you will find yourself outside of it appearing to still be in your physical body. You may even find yourself looking down upon your physical body that is fast asleep. If you happen to have died, you will quickly leave that scene and be greeted by those who have been awaiting your arrival in the higher level, and that is the key to your experience. Once you leave your physical body, you immediately find yourself in another identical body of self. However, what is so different now is that the new body, called the etheric body, whilst being identical to your physical body, is a finer version that is vibrating higher, and not afflicted with any illness or deficiencies that you may have been carrying. It would seem as though you have been completely rejuvenated, and can think changes to your body such as becoming younger again in appearance, and without any disabilities whatsoever that you may have had previously. Those souls that fully understand life after death realize that death is nothing to be feared, and your friends and relatives will know when you are expected on the other side and be ready to greet you. So much mystery and fear has been built up around death, and most likely by those who have had a difficult passing. Yet death itself, like taking off one suit of clothes for another. Passing over is in no way traumatic or painful, and it is so easy many souls do not even realize that they have died. To remove all of the misrepresentation of the facts is difficult, because many souls have been brought up to think differently, and since the power of thought is so strong, you will initially experience death as you believe it will be. If you are an atheist, all that will happen is that you will know that you are still alive, but otherwise experience nothing until your thoughts open up to other possibilities. There is still much to be made known, and if you find it too much to accept, simply set it aside, ready to come back to when you are able to reconsider it. One thing is certain, that whatever comes your way, the truth will always remain when all else has passed by. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. This message comes through my higher self. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. Website Tree of the Golden Light. Many thanks to all of the dear ones who freely give of their time and are dedicated to circulating the messages of light and love. Have a great new year, and may you get all that you would wish yourself. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. Mike Quinsey, channeling his higher self, January 5, 2018. Another year has passed quicker than ever, full of events that have given you a tremendous lift for what is coming. As the years have flown by since the present age commenced in 2012, so things are starting to take shape that will signal the reality of the new age. So to say, the dust has settled, and now you should be able to see the beginning of changes that are going to carry you forward. As you must already be aware, much is being held back until the right time to be released, and that really means the safe time. After all of the planning and preparations that have been made, they will not be spoilt by rushing them into being. Indeed, there are a number of issues involved, and as long as everything is done at the appropriate time, you will enjoy a period of great upliftment. The last thing that is needed is the interference from those who would rather maintain the old energies. Their efforts to do so no longer carry any real power, and they are destined to failure. They are the architects of their own demise and will be left to experience the result of their chosen activities. Dear ones, never lose sight of the fact that you are well past the marker of 2012, and ever since that time, many light workers have been able to progress and prepare for the times to come. Much has already been prepared so that when circumstances permit, you will be able to enjoy the prospect of many advancements that can commence in comparative safety. Then you shall see what you have been waiting for, and humanity will be overjoyed at the results. By focusing on the future, you will be helping to speed up its manifestation, because you do have a hand in determining how things work out. Naturally, there are always greater powers that control events and protect humanity so that their decisions are honored. After all, it is you who have helped pave the way forward and passed the marker that allowed humanity to continue progressing in the higher vibrations. The surprise for you was having left the old vibrations behind. You also gained a new start with, as you would say, a clean sheet with none of the old energies remaining. The most exciting prospect is the eventual appearance of a number of extraterrestrials who are strongly associated with the human race. They have followed your progress for thousands of years and helped you along, without infringing your free will. You may be new souls in terms of time as you know it, but in reality you are very old souls that have been around for eons of time. As human beings, you are adding to your existing experience, so that eventually you can become mentors to others who can benefit from it. It is normal for those who have become well advanced to help others who follow on, and can benefit from their experience. Can you see how eventually groups grow bigger and bigger, as more evolved souls join them? In reality, you are helped to evolve at every step you take that carries you onwards and upwards. Bear in mind that at a certain point in your evolution, you will all become beings of light, and dispense with whatever physical form you had previously. However, where needs arise, you can think yourself into whatever form of body you need. Even now you are beginning to develop the power of creation, and it means that as the vibrations continue to lift up, humanity will have a greater say in how it evolves. It is why we have already given you a cautionary note to be positive about what you wish for, as you can never be sure how it will turn out in the future. Obviously, when you evolve to the point where your thoughts are centered upon the needs of others, you will have realized that many evolved souls can also foresee your needs, and if necessary meet them, providing they are essential for your continued evolution. It has been a very long time since you reached this point in your evolution. Take it with both hands, and more than ever before, focus on what you want out of life, as you now have every chance of being successful. Bear in mind that much of what we talk about is your potential as your timeline is opening up before you, and exactly what path it takes is down to your collective focus. Some may wonder how the Dark Ones are kept at bay, and we have to say, whilst they are still a threat, but their power is being curtailed. They will continue to be denied the resources they have previously plundered from others, and funding their operations will be found to be their Achilles heel. There is no way that they will be able to indefinitely fund their activities, as many of those channels are being closed. Humanity is being given a massive opportunity to pave the way to ascension, so that all souls that are ready to ascend can claim success. Naturally, we talk of events that are to come, and in some cases quite a few years away. In some instances the timing is out of your hands, as the bigger picture entails much organization that reaches out to your friends in space, who are pleased to help you succeed. Many of you have already gone through ascension in former lives, but have come back to offer your experience where needed. Be assured that your galactic friends are only too pleased to help you on your path to becoming galactic beings. It is time for humanity to come of age, and so much help is waiting to step out of the shadows. Your success in overcoming the lower vibrations was, as you might say, touch and go, and those of you who are already of the light played a considerable part in helping lift up the vibrations. Having reached this stage, there is absolutely no reason why you should not go from strength to strength, and no way that you should have to experience the lower vibrations again. The immediate plan covers a reduction in hostilities between nations, and many of your indigo children are now young adults fully equipped to handle the problems being experienced on Earth. They are old souls with so much experience, and will see solutions to problems that presently seem unsurmountable. Your future will be safe in their hands, and they will come to the fore at the right time. With each new year much is promised, and slowly but surely people will step forward when they see they have the answers to age-old problems that are holding up progress. You will not have long to wait to identify the new ones who came to Earth in great numbers specifically to help humanity. With help from such evolved beings coming to Earth in greater numbers, the future looks very bright. So take note of their opinions, because the young ones are old souls who have come specifically to help humanity through the challenges that are yet to come. You cannot fail unless many of you go off the rails, and with so much help that is not a prospect that will even be considered. I leave you with love and blessings, and may the light brighten your days and path to completion. This message comes through my higher self. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. Website Tree of the Golden Light. Many thanks to all of the dear ones who freely give of their time and are dedicated to circulating the messages of light and love. Have a great new year, and may you get all that you would wish yourself. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. A message from Mike Quinsey, December 22, 2017. I thought it would be nice to finish up the year with a message of my own. I feel it is vitally important that a soul who knows it is well on the path to becoming ready for ascension, should be aware of some of the changes that are now in place, or are expected in the near future. After 21.12.2012, most people felt let down by an apparent non-event when something big was well publicized to happen, that brought about high expectations of a likely earth-shattering event. To my knowledge, most people expected to either feel, or become aware of some notable change, but were disappointed not to at least feel that something had actually taken place. What they didn't know was that they were at the crossroads, and depending on whether the light vibrations were strong enough would determine whether or not humanity was destined or not to stay on their existing path. If they were, it was one where they were likely to be doomed to annihilation and even the destruction of Earth. However much against expectations there was the of 1% that was needed for there to be peace on Earth, and it was achieved by the people themselves. Projections of the future indicated that the alternative path of higher vibrations would lead directly to ascension, and the same new energy has seeded the Middle East for peace amongst its people. So well done to those of you who have been steadfast and determined to successfully raise your vibrations, and have been able to do so. The question that immediately arises is why the various sources of light did not explain exactly what was important about the end of the cycle, and was likely to happen. Although some sources expected Armageddon in accordance with the old prophecies, others felt some form of upliftment would take place and even ascension occur. The answer would seem to be that we alone had to create our own path, without any influence or help from outside sources. It means that with little guidance but not direct help, humanity achieved at its fifth attempt what it had failed to do in its earlier solar cycles. Now that we have crossed the 2012 marker, we must create our path without any attachment whatsoever to the old energies that are no longer relevant. We have entered an entirely new period that will carry the beings of light onward and forward to eventual completion as galactic beings. Through Cryon of the Magnetic Service we have since learned that the new cycle has no links with the old energies and that we should leave them behind, and fully concentrate on using the new energies to create our path to ascension. The expectations from various sources suggest that there's a spread of 8 to 16 years for it to happen, so in any event it will take place in most of our lifetimes. Bear in mind that there is a lot to be done to prepare mankind for ascension. A star Akash was brought to this system, and the new template looks for God and for peace. You will become the new humans of this planet. Many inventions are waiting to be released that will totally change your way of life, and the planet is fast-tracking to clean itself up. Clean seas, no pollution either on or off land, abundance in nature, being self-sufficient, most likely free energy, and the enjoyment of being able to travel freely anywhere in the world. Whenever the changes begin to take place they are clearly not far away, and with the speeding up of time they will seem to arrive and pass very quickly. Some souls ask how they would know if they are ready to take the path to ascension and be successful. It is of course in their own hands, and having come this far there is no reason why they should not be able to go all the way. It is a matter of keeping focused upon your goal, and not being sidetracked by any other happenings. A simple answer that has been mentioned in earlier messages is to live your life as one who has found the ability to treat all life forms with universal love. It is probably something that is difficult to live up to, but as in all things you can only try your best at all times, and in doing so you are almost assured of being successful. Bear in mind that once having committed yourself to following the path all the way through to ascension, you alert your guides who are then able to assist and help you on your path. Be assured that many wish you to be successful and no one wants you to fail, and with determination you are guaranteed to succeed. It is obvious that you still have quite a long way to go, but as the vibrations lift up, the negative vibrations are losing their power to influence you and distract you from your path. Eventually the vibrations will be so high they will have no power at all to interfere with your progress. In fact, they will have been unable to continue staying in them and will find themselves on a different timeline suited to their level of activity. So it is just a matter of time before some major changes take place that will benefit all those of the light and love. Innate higher level of accumulative consciousness is a part of the human consciousness, an invisible force responsible for your smart body innate and keeps you alive. It communicates all of the time and knows what you want to do. It is truly esoteric central control and communicates all of the time. It is the prime directive to allow an awakening to take place, for spiritual survival and spiritual awareness. Innate is smart and intelligent and controls information in your stem cells. No one organ is responsible for innate. It is body-wise. It responds to acupuncture. In future you will most likely learn more about the importance of innate. It is normally programmed for spiritual self and survival and has to be deprogrammed where death is concerned. Your system requires death-short lifetimes, but you have now passed the marker and it is time for you to recalibrate your innate. You can stop the aging process by telling your innate you do not have to die. So deprogram the instruction set for innate, and talk to it as you would a friend at regular times. Innate will do what you tell it, if it sees that it is with spiritual logic. Innate knows all about your past lives. You will have to reprogram innate now that the old paradigm has finished, so drop your karma. There is no reason now why you should not go all the way to ascension without the need for rebirth. Innate is in control of your biology and knows all about your past lives. It is the governor of what you need, and is connected to the higher self and also the Akashic records. Much of what I have quoted is from Kryan's messages, and I am most appreciative of the opportunity to pass this information on to you. You can certainly gain more information on these subjects from the many video messages on the internet, and I can list some of them for your information if you require it. I wish you all a great new year and much happiness. And special thanks to our great team of light workers who tirelessly circulate the messages. In love and light. Mike Quinsey. My next message will be on the 5th of January 2018. Website Tree of the Golden Light.